Santa Anna's private chef. Santa Anna being the head of the Mexican army. At any rate, he was supposed to have been the one that created it for Santa Anna, but there's a lot of different variations. But it seems to be Mexican, every version I hear.
What was the guy's name that they're giving credit for? Was his name Caesar?
His name is Caesar Cantino, I think. He was an Italian immigrant that came to San Diego, but he ended up living in Tijuana. That's interesting. Anyway, the original ingredients to the Caesar salad are as follows. You've got garlic, 2 large cloves of garlic I'd like to use. You've got anchovies. I like to use anchovy paste. It's easier to deal with. It's more uniform. Pepper. We'll get this thing underway here. First of all, you want to take you can take the garlic, put it in the bowl, and take it down with a fork the old-fashioned way we used to do, but this is a lot quicker and easier. And actually, it's a better product.
You always use the fresh garlic, not the...
Always use fresh garlic. That's the key to the program. Gotta have fresh garlic. Again, you can use those little anchovies, but this is just as good and it's a lot easier. For a large salad here, I'd use...
What's the paste you're putting in there?
Anchovy paste.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot easier to deal with. So now we've got garlic, anchovy paste. We've got pepper, fresh. You got to use fresh pepper. That's key too. Use a lot of pepper, and I like to do it coarse. There's a better leaves of the salad.
What's the size of serving that you're anticipating?
This would be enough for probably 8 people. A little sea salt on that. I'm kind of light on the salt. At this point, you want to try to break down the anchovies. First of all, with a little vinegar. Balsamic I like to use. Red wine vinegar is good too. Got a teaspoon of that in there. Then, what you want to use, spicy brown mustard. Prepared mustard is the preferred method, powdered mustard, but this gives it a lot better consistency. I like to use a couple of big tablespoons of that. And at the same time you use mustard, that's when you use a worcestershire. You want a couple of good dashes of that.
So if you're doing a larger group like we have tonight, you would do this in increments of 8? Is it easier to manage that way?
Each of these bowls will feed about 8, about 8 or so larger portions, smaller portions. Parties like this, 2 bowls generally take care of it. Juice of half a lemon. That in there. Now what you want to do, like this, you want to use 1 egg yolk. Crack your egg. Now what you want to do, take your whisk. Looking down in there, you got everything, all the ingredients together. Whisk it together. Again, I used to use a fork to do all this in a wooden bowl years ago. These are a few alterations. Now here's the key here also. You don't want to use olive oil because it's too thick and rich. I like to use canola. It's very light. It takes on the flavor of the rest of the dressing. Put a little bit in there, just a little bit at first, a tablespoon or 2. And add a little more as you go. And you want a nice, creamy consistency. And really, you want to do this until you get that consistency. And finally, starting to thicken up now. Yeah. And there you have it.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow, and it's so, I guess, concentrated that you wouldn't think that would be enough dressing for 8 people, but obviously it is.
It is. Now, what we do, take our Parmesan cheese, fresh grated Parmesan cheese, put that right in the bowl on top of the dressing. You make Caesar salad upside down, just like upside down pineapple cake.
Which is the reason a lot of people, when it's served to them, they question whether or not where's the dressing, because
Exactly.
yeah.
If you don't see it made in front of you, as you'll see in a second, you'll not see the dressing, and you'll think that there's no dressing, or nobody ever thinks to toss a Caesar salad for some reason. Now we're going to put 3 heads of romaine here. Cut off the end of each head. I like to cut it into bite-sized pieces. Makes it easy for your guests to enjoy. And let's do part of one more. Starting to look good. Maybe a few more slice there. Okay. Now we top that off with Caesar croutons. Now, with the spoons, we toss the Caesar from the bottom up, like a volcano. So everything is coated. And voila, you have it.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, bring us your salads. Cut. That's a wrap.
Cut. Oh, the older the better. Crouton's only job is to soak up the extra dressing. That used to be there. Now everybody eats the croutons. You weren't supposed to eat them. But
So now that's why everybody thinks it's
we had several restaurants in San Diego area and Tijuana. And in 1924, it was bad times in that area, as I read, and it said that there was very little left in the kitchen. And as a chef, he went through the cupboard and through the refrigerator and wherever he could find ingredients to make something to eat. And he came up with the Caesar salad.
What year was this?
1924.